Essa stood at the entrance of his quarters aboard the orbital rehabilitation station, staring at the trembling figure before him. The Galactic Veterans Affairs Department had promised him a companion animal, something small, manageable, therapeutic. Instead, they'd delivered Maya. She wasn't small, she wasn't an animal, and she was absolutely terrified. Maya's scaled hands clutched the edge of her transit pod, her luminous amber eyes darting around the sterile corridor. Her wings, magnificent appendages of membrane and bone, were folded so tightly against her back that Essa could see them trembling. The scales along her neck shimmered between deep emerald and pale gray, a color shift that Essa's combat experience told him meant fear. "There's been a mistake," Essa said into his comm, his voice carrying that flat, exhausted tone that came from too many bureaucratic battles. "I was assigned a therapy pet. You've sent me a sentient being." The administrator's voice crackled back, chipper and unconcerned. "No mistake, Veteran Essa. As per Regulation 47C, subsection 12, draconic species classified under rehabilitation protocols qualify as companion assignments. Maaya's contract was processed through the proper channels." "Contract?" Essa's jaw tightened. He looked at Maya again. Really looked. She wore a thin gray jumpsuit, standard issue for contract labor. Around her neck was a collar, not decorative but functional, a tracking device. His stomach turned. "Her species lost the Korvath dispute," the administrator continued. "Standard terms, 20 cycles of service in exchange for citizenship rights. You're doing her a favor." "Really?" Essa disconnected the comm. Maya flinched at the sudden silence, her tail curling around her ankles defensively. She hadn't said a word since arriving, but her body language screamed volumes. Essa had seen that look before, in prisoners of war, in refugees, in the broken remnants of civilizations caught between greater powers. "You can come in," he said quietly, stepping aside from the doorway. "Or you can leave. Your choice." Maya's eyes widened. Her translator implant flickered at her throat. "Leave." Her voice was barely a whisper, musical despite the fear coding it. "Yeah, leave." Essa gestured down the corridor. "Station has public zones. You can find somewhere else to go. I'm not keeping anyone against their will." For a long moment, Maya didn't move. Then slowly, she stepped into his quarters. Her clawed feet silent on the deck plating. She moved like liquid shadow, graceful despite her obvious terror. Once inside, she immediately positioned herself in the farthest corner, making herself as small as possible. Essa sighed and closed the door. His quarters were sparse, military habit, but comfortable enough. One bedroom, a common area, a small kitchen. Large viewports showed the curve of the station and the planet below, a blue-green marble wrapped in clouds. "I'm going to make tea," Essa announced, moving to the kitchen. "You want some?" Maya stared at him like he'd spoken in alien tongues. I don't understand." "Tea. Hot beverage. Calming." Essa pulled out 2 cups. "Do your people drink tea?" "My people drink Sarava," she whispered. "But I have not had it since your world lost the war," Essa finished. He'd read about the Korvath dispute during the transit. A brief, brutal conflict over mining rights. The Draconis Collective had refused to yield their asteroids to the Korvathi Corporation. The corporation had hired mercenaries. The Collective had lost. Badly. Maya nodded, her wings rustling. Essa made 2 cups of chamomile tea and walked to the corner, setting 1 cup on the floor near her, then retreating to sit on his couch across the room. "I fought in wars, too," he said conversationally. 30 years. Lost most of my unit in the Proxima campaign. Got a medal, a pension, and a recommendation for companion therapy." He laughed bitterly. "They thought giving me a pet would fix the nightmares." Maya tentatively reached for the cup, her talons clicking softly against the ceramic. She sniffed it, then took a small sip. Her scales rippled with surprise. It's pleasant. Yeah, humans have been drinking it for thousands of years. Calms the nerves. Essa took a drink from his own cup. Look, Maya, I don't know what they told you about humans, but I'm not interested in owning anyone. You're sentient. You're sapient. As far as I'm concerned, that contract they stuck you with is slavery with extra steps. Maya's translator flickered again. She looked at him with those luminous eyes, searching for deception. Then, what do you want from me? Nothing, Essa said simply. I want nothing from you. You stay here if you want, leave if you want. But if you stay, you're a roommate, not a pet. Got it? Tears, actual tears, began streaming down Maya's scaled cheeks. Her wings unfolded slightly, a subconscious gesture of relief. I was told humans were cruel, that they treated contracted beings as property, that I would be used. Essa felt rage building in his chest, the old combat fury that had made him so effective and so broken. Some humans are cruel. Some beings of every species are cruel. But I didn't survive 3 decades of war just to come home and become the monster I was fighting against. He stood up slowly, moving to his desk. He pulled out a datapad and began typing. I'm filing an appeal with Veterans Affairs, citing humanitarian violations. It'll take time, but I've got nothing but time. Meanwhile, that bedroom is yours if you want it. I'll take the couch. Maya stood, her full height impressive now that she wasn't cowering. She was taller than Essa by a head, her wings adding even more presence. Why would you do this for me? You don't know me. Essa looked at her, and for the first time in months, he smiled. Really smiled. Because somebody promised me a pet, and all I got was a frightened dragon woman who deserves better. And because maybe helping you is the therapy I actually needed. Maya's scales shifted to a warm gold color. She set down her tea and approached him slowly, then did something unexpected. She extended her hand, palm up, fingers spread, a draconic gesture of trust. Then perhaps we can help each other, Essa of humanity. I am Maya of the Draconis, and I am not just frightened. I am also a survivor. Essa clasped her hand. Her scales were warm, her grip firm. Survivors stick together, he said. Welcome home, roommate. Outside the viewport, stars burned eternal. Inside, 2 veterans of different wars began the slow process of healing. Endi,